evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's CC Corner. We're so happy to have all of you here, and tonight we have a plethora of information for you regarding career pathways as well as college majors. I am so excited to have with us Matt from C-Taste, and he will tell you what C-Taste stands for, as well as Mr. Hera from Broward College. She is a recruiter from Broward College. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Mr. Matthew from C-Taste. Matthew, it's all you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Whitaker, and good evening, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Matthew Fritzius, and I am a curriculum supervisor with the Career Technical Adult and Community Education Department, and that is what C-Taste stands for. Okay, so we're going to be talking about career pathways that are here in Broward County Public Schools, and trying to provide some information for everyone that's here in attendance. So some of you might be families that currently have high school students, and you want to learn more about the options and how what your high school student is doing can translate into post-secondary opportunities. Some of you might have students in middle school that are looking for more information about what's available once your student enrolls in high school. And maybe there's some elementary families out there that want to get this process started earlier, because the more information you have, the better when it comes to these types of things. So when we are looking at career pathways, excuse me here. Give me just a moment to work on my PowerPoint here. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so when we are talking about career pathways, I'm going to start off with a question about what a career path looks like. Try to make this as interactive as possible. I know you guys are going to chime in the chat, hopefully with some questions, but a career path is different for each individual, right? So some people have a really clear idea as to what it is that they want to do very early, and they follow the steps and they get there. Some people take a more roundabout way in order to get to their career. So there is no right or wrong way to get to your career. And throughout your life, your career path continues to develop. I'm currently still enrolled in school, so my career path is still ongoing. What we'll talk about with BCPS and Broward County Public Schools with the various different pathways, that there are multiple kind of, we use the analogy that it's like a highway. And there's multiple on and off ramps as you go along. So you can get back on that highway, continue your education, and get off at different career opportunities. So lots of different influences on a career path, right? So your family probably going to have a lot of influence on what your career path looks like. What you're exposed to in school definitely is going to impact your career path, and what you are interested in really should be shaping your career path. A lot of times when we're talking with students, they're very much interested in how much money they can make in a particular career. And I will, fully admit it is important to be financially stable, but I encourage students to try to find something that they are passionate about that will also allow them to live the lifestyle that they're looking to live, rather than simply chasing a career for money. So in Broward County Public Schools, we have more than 50 CTE programs, career and technical education programs. And so these are at every traditional high school. It varies kind of what the differing offerings are, but all different types, right? So you got hospitality and tourism, culinary arts, building trades, carpentry, automotive, business management and analysis, cybersecurity, information technology. The list goes on and on and on. Allied health assisting, emergency medical responder, just tons and tons out there. And so, what these programs do is they allow students to acquire both technical and employability skills, right? So they know the ins and outs of a particular field, but they also develop soft skills and employability skills, so they know what it takes to succeed in a workplace. These programs also allow students the opportunity to earn an industry recognized certification. So this can qualify them for better entry-level job positions, and they also can articulate into college credits. So what that means is when you earn an industry certification in high school, some of those translate into college credits, which ultimately save you money down the line. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this in this presentation as well. And all of these pathways have some connection to a post-secondary opportunity. So whether that be higher education, a 2-year degree, a technical degree, a certificate, an apprenticeship program where you're going direct into the workforce and being employed, they are all there. You'll hear a lot of people talk about that a bachelor's degree is kind of not the requirement anymore moving forward. And it really is true that the bulk of the jobs that are out there do not require a 4-year degree or higher. And you still have the opportunity to make a really nice living and have a really nice career. However, you still need additional training, additional skills, additional education after you finish high school. So don't just think that you're going to be able to finish high school and all these opportunities are just going to be there. You have to continue. It's all about continuous improvement and learning and growing. So the website address that's down at the bottom is the Broward School CTASTE website, where you can learn more about these opportunities. We continue to update it. Lots of things have kind of shifted because of the pandemic. So some new programs have opened, some have closed. So I encourage you to contact schools, check our website regularly for updates, and learn more about the opportunities that are there. So those of you that are currently enrolled in high school, or you're at the tail end of your middle school career, it really is important that you understand how what you're doing in school now can translate into financial savings and opportunities moving forward, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about some scholarship opportunities that are connected to CTE pathways. We're going to talk about how your high school industry certifications can lead to college credit, talking about how the Broward County Public Schools tech colleges, McFadder Technical College, Sheridan Technical College, and Atlantic Technical College offer articulation agreements between programs that exist in high school and what they have existing at the technical colleges. And I'll touch on some local apprenticeship opportunities, as well as highlight the Get There Florida's Workforce initiative, which even brings into play out of school youth and adult continuing education. So there are 2 scholarships directly related to career and technical education. The first being the Gold Seal Vocational Scholarship. So this relates to course programs of study that students are enrolled in. They have to maintain a certain GPA in those courses, a certain overall GPA, and there are cut scores for college entrance exams like ACT and SAT. The website down here, and once I'm done with my presentation, I'll put all of these different these websites in the Q&A in the chat so you can access them directly. But the requirements change year to year, so it's important to go right to the source, to the state where they have the information about the current Gold Seal scholarship. The second scholarship directly related to CTE is the CAPE Gold Seal Scholarship. And now this does not have any test scores related to college entrance exams or GPA requirements. It is solely based on industry certification attainment and which industry certifications articulate, which means they earn you college credit. So you qualify for the CAPE Gold Seal Scholarship if you have earned industry certifications that articulate into 5 college credits. And there's more information here on the website. That CAPE Gold Seal allows you to apply the scholarship to an associate's degree, to a 2-year Associates of Science degree, and then a 4-year Bachelor of Science degree in particular pathways, particular programs. So all that information can be found there. There are statewide articulation agreements. So the state of Florida has agreements with all of the different state colleges, all of the different public universities, where what you do as far as coursework and industry certifications, how that can articulate into college credits. So the more you find out about this, the more you can see how what your student can earn at the high school level and even the middle school level, because there's some industry certifications being offered in middle school, can translate into college credits. There are local articulation agreements with Broward technical colleges. So like I mentioned, Sheridan, McFadder, and Atlantic. There are courses that you can take in high school, industry certifications that you take in high school that allow you to earn credit at the tech college. A really easy, quick example of this is in culinary arts. So the industry certification that's offered in culinary arts is the the Serve Safe food handler, food manager, I believe is the official name, but the Serve Safe certification. So you earn that certification in high school. That certification will allow you to earn articulated clock hour credit in the commercial culinary arts program at one of Broward Technical College's programs. Once you complete the Broward Technical College program, you can then use those clock hours towards college credits at Broward College as you work towards a bachelor's degree in culinary arts, hospitality management, something along those lines. So really, really good transitions between high school, tech colleges, and Broward College, where what you can do in high school, even in middle school, can translate into financial savings down the line. And I really encourage everyone, find out as much about these opportunities while you are in Broward County Public Schools, right? We use funds to pay for these opportunities for students. You do not come out of pocket. Once your student leaves Broward County Public Schools, graduates from high school, everything that your students are doing is coming out of pocket, right? You might qualify for some financial aid, scholarships, things along those lines. But again, take advantage of as much as you can in the high school setting so that you can maximize the financial savings down the line. Apprenticeships. These are opportunities to learn while you earn. And there are multiple apprenticeships that exist in Broward County. Broward College just started an information technology apprenticeship program. We have apprenticeship programs in building trades, carpentry. There are apprenticeship programs in the marine industry. So this website here is sponsored by, or it's in the Broward County Small Business and Economic Development website, and they have a comprehensive list of all apprenticeships that are available in the South Florida area, as well as contact information for who sponsors those apprenticeships, because apprenticeships are employer driven. They are sponsored by an employer. They are normally partnered with an education agency, right? So that would be Broward County Public Schools, Atlantic Technical College. They partner with more registered apprenticeship programs in the state of Florida than any other local education institution. All right, so if you are interested in opportunities to earn while you learn right out of high school, check these out. Really, really great pathways towards a career. And finally, the state of Florida, it's actually the 1-year anniversary just a few days ago of Florida's workforce education initiative called Get There. And it's really pushing for continued education across the board, allowing adults to enroll in one of these programs, and they are called Career in a Year. So you are able to secure credentials, secure certifications that make you really employable within a year, kind of start to finish. So if anyone that's out there that's not enrolled in Broward County Public Schools, family members, parents, cousins, aunts, uncles, whoever, definitely check out the Get There Florida website. It's got really, really good info for you so that you can learn a lot more about workforce education and continuing education. And so that is it for my presentation. I know that we're going to be doing Q&A at the end, but thank you so much for your attention, and I look forward to your questions at the end of the Broward College presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matthew, for that wonderful information. Hopefully there will definitely be a lot of questions at the end, but we appreciate it. And now I'm going to turn it over to Sahara from Broward College. And she's going to talk a little bit more about, okay, we have her up. Okay, Sahara, it's all on you.
right, can you hear me? Sorry about that.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So, can you see?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Whitaker, for that introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Sahara Backus. I am one of the many Broward College recruiters that we have available at the college. I represent the Central Campus, so those of you familiar with us, we're located at North Campus over in Coconut Creek. The South Campus is in Pines, and then Davies location is over in the Central location. So that is the campus I'm representing today. I also have with me two of my colleagues, Juanita Langford, who's the college recruiter at North Campus, and Legna Diaz, who is the recruiter at South Campus. They're looking out into the chat, into the Q&A, answering any questions you may have about today's presentation, whether it's from Mr. Matthew from earlier or from mine. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about those career pathways. All right, so I wanted to show you all a little bit of what Mr. Matthew mentioned earlier with credentials and how you may not need a bachelor's or even a master's at this point in South Florida's job market in order to get a job. So, did you all know that 65% of jobs today require a credential beyond high school? So although it's important to earn those credentials while you're in high school, because this will put you ahead of the curve, it's also important to look into this stuff as you graduate, just because maybe there's other credentials you want to earn in order to make your portfolio more diverse. And so this is one of my favorite statistics, and I really wanted to share it with you all. In our US economy, there's one position posted for every job requiring a master's degree. However, there's two jobs posted for those requiring a bachelor's degree, and then equally there are 7 jobs requiring a 1-year certificate or an associate's degree, which is 2 years at the college level. The reason I say this is while you all may search on job websites and perhaps your cousins or friends or even your parents or aunts or uncles, as they job search, as they're looking through Indeed and other sources, they may notice very few jobs that one requiring the master's degree. They may see more than one equally doubled requiring the bachelor's, but then they may see 7 or 8 or 9, requiring that certification or associate's degree. So it's true that there are more jobs requiring less technical education as opposed to more traditional college-based education. And I say that because Broward College offers all of these available to folks. So we do offer certificate programs that you can complete in a year or less. We do have a partnership with Broward County Public Schools, with all of the Broward technical colleges that you heard about earlier, so Sheridan Tech, McFadder, and Atlantic Technical College. We have students that will transfer from those areas into the college and complete some certification programs or perhaps pursue another career path. We also have an Associate of Arts degree. That's 2 years at Broward College, and then 2 years after that you'll transfer to a university. Keep in mind we have an articulation agreement with all of the Florida public universities. So FAMU, University of Florida, FAU, FIU. Any public university in Florida, you'll do 2 years with Broward College, and then you have a guaranteed seat at those universities upon transfer. We also have Associate of Science degrees. Those are workforce-based degrees where you'll do 2 years with us and you can start working. That's more attractive perhaps with the certificates as well, where you'll do some technical education and then you'll go ahead and start working. And we do have some AS programs that transfer to a bachelor's, such as a Bachelor's of Nursing, a Bachelor's of Applied Science and Nursing, which is a BAS, or even an AS in Business and then a BAS in Business. So we do have that available. And then, of course, as I mentioned, we have bachelor's degrees. Now, the actual pathways I get to share with you, which is very exciting, and I'll wait until they load. So I believe at BCPS there are 7 pathways, and at Broward College we have 8 pathways. And so the extra pathway we have is social behavioral science and human services. So I'll get to that in a moment. Feel free to take a look at this screen and think about what you like to do. No matter what your age, no matter if you're a parent or a student, think about what encourages you, what inspires you, what motivates you, and what you feel good doing. The first pathway we have listed is arts, humanities, communication, and design. Those are students who are interested in graphic design. Perhaps they like to sculpt, they like pottery, they like to teach. Maybe they want to be a professor in these areas of study. Those are our creators in Broward County. Those are students who want to create something, they want to make something. Maybe they're program managers and in the arts, right? In the Museum of Discovery and Science, NSU's Art Museum. Think of all those museums that we've gone to as children. The folks that work there, they're most likely creators, right? Business, this is my pathway. These are our leaders in Broward County. So folks who run a business, perhaps they've earned their undergraduate in business. Mr. Matthew mentioned earlier, he's still in school. I am too. I'm earning my my graduate degree in mass communications, which is a business degree. So I say that because I want to continue to lead and continue to do the things that I did before in more of a broader perspective, right? We have education. Those are our teachers in Broward County, educators, professors, folks who want to, excuse me, give back to the community in education. And we have a bachelor's of education offered in teaching at Broward College. We have healers, especially now, right? Health sciences, folks who want to be in nursing, radiography, medical assisting. We have lots and lots of certificate programs available at Broward College that you can complete in under a year in health sciences. And many of our nursing graduates, they move on to work immediately post-graduation. We have over 90% of our students in nursing that get a bachelor's that do pass the NCLEX, which is that nursing exam at the end of the year. We have IMCT, it's a mouthful, industry, manufacturing, construction, and transportation. Folks who are building things more, buildings actually. Folks who are working in Miami, maybe they're working on a, small but large skyscraper. Maybe they're working in the marine industry. Folks that are building and creating things are technicians, and that is where this pathway falls. We have public safety. If folks want to be protectors, they want to enroll in our police academy. Maybe they're interested in fire science and preparing for the firefighter exam. Those folks would be protectors. Criminal justice as well would fall under this area. Now here's that extra pathway, and it's one of my favorites, social behavioral science and human services. So those folks are working in nonprofits. They're allies, right? They're working at our community service agencies like the Urban League of Broward County or PACE or the Hispanic Unity of Florida. They're the ones who are doing case management, working with youth, working with adult populations, giving back to the community. Those are our allies in the community, and there's several community agencies we're linked to, and we have lots of wonderful professors in this pathway. And lastly, you all know what STEM means. I won't spell it out for you, but we have folks that are interested in innovation. Okay, so if you want to do those 2 years at Broward College in STEM, and a lot of our students will do that, they'll enroll in our hackathons, they'll create apps while they're at Broward College, they'll join our clubs and organizations related to STEM, and a lot of them will go off to really wonderful STEM-based universities like University of Florida. I actually had a friend of mine who did that when I was a student at Broward College, and he worked for Microsoft while he was getting his bachelor's at the University of Florida. So there's a lot of opportunities available at Broward, and a lot of opportunities for you all to kind of get into a pathway. And the reason we share this with you is because traditionally, when folks get enrolled in college or career technical education, they're mostly focused on a major. But nowadays, we want students to focus on pathways. What is your mega major? What is your umbrella? What area of what industry speaks to you? Once you find that industry, and it could be one of these 8, it'll be really fun to kind of find a job within that industry. So I've worked in 3 of these industries as a person right now, where I've worked in social behavioral sciences and human services as a coordinator for college access programs at a nonprofit locally. I've got my undergrad in business, and I did business internships. I've worked in education for tutoring companies. And so what's really cool is no matter what you choose to do, you can kind of move around these pathways, but also just kind of staying true to what you like and what you want to study. And with that being said, that is the end of my presentation. So I will go ahead and stop sharing. and we will go ahead and look into the Q&A and see if anyone has any questions at this time for myself or Mr. Matthew that we can answer for you. Don't be shy.
We are busy typing in the chat. I can hear the fingers with the other individuals. Let's see, we do have one. Okay, he has answered that question. Okay, so Matthew has been on point. All questions.
The question was about like who's the best person to contact about offerings and things like that at the school. So definitely school-based administration or the school counseling team. They would be able to provide you with the specific course offerings, program offerings, and certification opportunities at the schools.
Yeah, definitely.
There's also a question about, are there any colleges or universities that have a degree in acting here in Florida?
I can answer that. Okay. You would have to do a general search on, I would stick with the public universities and see if there are specific ones that do offer it. I know some private universities do, but I will tell you that at Broward, what you can do is an Associate of Arts degree in theater, right? Appreciation or acting or performing arts. We do have a performing arts building at the central campus. It's ginormous. It's called Bailey Hall. And we used to host events prior to COVID. We would have 1,200 attendees usually fill out our auditorium. And there, students would put on dance performances, acting performances, theater. They would have entire showcases. And also, Broward County would host, or Broward College would host the space to local actors and performers, singers, and that nature. And Broward College students get to go for free to some of those events. So we do have theater offered as a 2-year. You can do it 2 years with us, and then you can transfer and do your last 2 years at the university. But you'll want to look into Florida public universities to look at the acting specifically. Now we're getting questions. Matthew, you see them pop in?
Yes, we do have a question regarding SAT scores at Broward.
Yes, I can answer that. So we do ask all students to complete a college exam. It doesn't have to be SAT, it can be ACT, or it can be the PERT exam. And that those scores will help you as far as it'll help us figure out what classes you should start in once you get started at Broward College. You can completely omit the SAT and ACT and just take the PERT exam. It is free for incoming students. Should you apply to Broward College, you can take the PERT for free with us. You don't have to pay for the SAT or ACT if you intend to just go to BC. So we don't have a minimum. We just need you to take the exam. And we'll need a high school diploma or a GED.
Thank you. And this can be for you or Matt. Do you have programs for students that are interested in IT?
Yeah, at the high school level, absolutely. And even in middle school level, there's both middle school computer science STEM and a middle school business IT pathway. And then every high school offers some IT pathway. Most of them offer multiple. And so it could be any number of different areas. There's a big push now of cybersecurity. There's cybersecurity programs now at 9 different high schools. I think a 10th one is coming on next year. So lots of different opportunities when it comes to IT in high school. And
I definitely wish that was offered when I was in high school many
yeah, lots.
As we sit here and figure out teams, and to piggyback and to piggyback off of Matthew's response, which is wonderful to hear, we do have IT available as a bachelor's program at Broward, which is wonderful because many of our IT graduates, inquirers, they'll start at Broward, they'll complete a bachelor's degree, and then as they're looking for jobs, we usually hire them at the college. So they end up becoming college employees, which is wonderful. So if they wanted to pursue further education, we have tuition reimbursement. So IT students, they can do internships available in the community or at Broward College as their students with us. And if they have those credentials from BCPS, that's even better. So yes, we do have that.
And there was a question that I can answer from my side. Outside of the school administration, is there anyone else that we could discuss grants or scholarship opportunities with? Absolutely. There is a BRACE advisor in your high school. That is the person you want to go and speak with. If you're in another county, you might have a CAP advisor, a college counselor, but there is someone that you can speak with. And if you're Broward County and you happen to see me running around your campus, stop me, because I will be the one to also assist you with scholarships, grants, all that good stuff. But make sure you check your Naviance accounts if you are in Broward County. All righty. What can you, okay, when you want to do something you like, but oh, it's gone. But the salary, I know it was a salary question, but the salary isn't too high in your opinion. So you like something, but the salary isn't too high. Anybody have any advice for that?
I think Matthew does, because I remember you mentioning something like this last time we had a presentation.
Yeah, I mean, I would, encourage, this is coming from just experience with people that I went to school with, the ones that pursued careers that they had a genuine interest in are the ones that are happier in what they're doing in the long run. The ones that were just in it to make as much money as they possibly could are in jobs that they don't really like going to. So you definitely want to find a happy medium, between the two, as far as the interest and the financial stability. But definitely, I mean, this is me personally speaking. I definitely encourage you, try to find something that you're passionate about, that would motivate you. And, I feel like the financials will work out in the long run when you're going down that path.
Thank you. And this is a question that we often get about dual enrollment in early admissions. Is the big difference between the two?
I can answer that.
Yes.
So with early admissions, students that are seniors in BCPS, what they will do is they would remember that BRACE advisor, you've got to become good friends with them. I'm good friends with all of the BRACE advisors in my area. And I say that because they'll be able to help you figure out your credits and making sure that you can do an early admission, which means you'll graduate in December, potentially, of your senior year, and then you'll have basically access to start college in the spring of your senior year. So December was this December, right? Say your early admission, you'll finish up your credits as soon as you can. Some students finish their credits as juniors as well, which is also early admission. You'll finish those up in December. Starting in January, you can start taking college classes at Palm Beach State College. You can start doing them at Broward College. We have open enrollment, so you can start with us early and then transfer those credits to the university of your choice. That's an option for you with early admissions. With dual enrollment, and I love talking about dual enrollment because I've heard so many great things about it from our district director of dual enrollment, Miss Alexis Kitchman. You guys can go to broward.edu/dual, DUAL, and find out more information about it. But basically what it is you'll take college classes while you're still in high school. So as you're in high school, those college classes at Broward College, to qualify for them, you'll need a 3.0 in order to do so. And you cannot take any of those courses when you're in school. So if you're supposed to physically be in school, taking classes or virtually, don't take a college class during that time. Usually you guys will enroll in the afternoon or in the evening. And you'll complete credits in order to knock out some of those credits before you transfer to either the university of your choice or stay at Broward College, cut more time down for you, and then transfer to the university.
And I will add that Alexis Kitchman was with us last week, so you all feel free to go click on the link on your flyer and you will be able to watch the recording from last week regarding dual enrollment.
Yes, and I'm sure she covered quite a bit.
Yes, she did. All righty. Let's see, we do have.
I saw one, just the question about apprenticeships for information technology, and yes, it is an emerging field as it relates to apprenticeships, but there are more and more. Broward College has a recently approved IT apprenticeship, and there's going to be even more down the line. It is a model where traditionally it was kind of only applied to the trades, right? People think apprentices and they think swinging a hammer and things like that, but it really, there are more now apprenticeships opening up in not only IT, but health science programs. So lots of different fields that you wouldn't traditionally think would kind of fit along those lines.
I see an interesting question, and I feel like this one's good for you, Matthew. Where can I get an aptitude test to figure out what would be good to align with if I'm undecided?
I think Dr. Whitaker could even chime in too, but I'm thinking Naviance that everybody has access to is a really good tool for that. I know that they have like career exploration and kind of skills inventory type exercises that students can complete that kind of provide them recommendations as to their interests and their skill sets and what would work.
You said it, Matthew.
All right.
And then I'm just going to read through them if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, I'll fish through some.
Guidance from a counselor on what dual enrollment classes to take. For the dual enrollment, you'll want to immediately go to your high school counselor in order to, and I see Juanita's answering, but you'll want to go to your high school counselor first and chat with them and see if you're eligible for dual enrollment. And then from there, they can help you with figuring out what classes you might need. And then we will also help you with that because that's our job too.
I see a question about earlier about job fairs sponsored by local-based companies, or if they make presentations, motivating the paths to take. So just speaking from the Broward Schools side of things, so we do have events like junior year, catered towards more career exploration and internship opportunities. But senior year, we do sponsor a job fair specifically called My Next Move with local companies looking to hire high school graduates who aren't certain of what they're going to do immediately after graduation. But, I don't know if you want to talk about Broward College, if they do job fairs as well. I'm sure they do.
We've really just partnered with, I'm going to a few that are being hosted at either alternative schools or in the community. We'll just kind of hop in and provide information to the community is really what we have been doing. We haven't hosted any yet, but if we have hosted them in the past, traditionally, we would host them for current students. So students would come and meet either other institutions at those, it's like a career/college fair. They'll come and get information for the colleges they want to transfer to and meet advisors and recruiters from those institutions. And then they can also apply for jobs live as well. And we also hire. So our students, they have to be work study students, which you guys should know on your FAFSA, which is dropping in a few days, October 1st. There's an option to click on, I want to be considered eligible for work study. That allows you to work on campus as a student. I did that and it was wonderful. And you'll work 25 hours a week at the college that you attend, which is wonderful. So we do hire our students.
I saw two questions that kind of connect here. The question was about would there be a suitable path programs for students interested in animation and coding? Yeah, tons at in Broward's schools. Computer science principals pathway is offered at almost every single high school now. There are specific programs for game design and animation offered at different high schools. So lots of opportunities in that space. And then the question was about if Broward College has a game design program.
We're working our best to provide as many programs as possible. Even myself, I've graduated from Broward College a little over 5 years ago with my bachelor's degree. They're always creating new programs at Broward. So I would say be on the lookout. You'll want to look under STEM just to make sure it's there. To my knowledge, we don't have one for game design yet, but we do have a coding competition every year, and we're bringing it back this year where it's a BC hackathon. It's super popular in the community. I've been to the hackathon a few times. A couple of my friends have won. Just blows my mind. Well, they'll sit for 24 hours and they'll build an app with their friends, and then they'll present it to community presenters, people that are like Ultimate Software and lots of tech companies in the area. And then the winner will win a cash prize, incentives, gifts, and then they can also partner with one of those agencies and develop their app. So that's the closest thing I can think of in relation to that question. And I believe UCF should have gaming from what I've heard, but I'm not sure. You'd have to just double check on that.
I see a question about asking about the pay scale for high school graduate with industry certification. It really varies. It depends on what the certification is, what the field is. And then they were asking about offering summer jobs for college students with certifications they've earned in high school. And then the follow-up says, what is a guaranteed transfer spot? So I think that's probably.
Okay, I will answer all of that. For high school graduates that are, remember, if you have a certification, you have technical education. That's worth something in the field. So although I can't give you a specific salary range because it depends on the certification, you'll be able to make money with that certification. So it's important that you earn it and then you start to look for work. In relation to Matthew, remind me of the last part you said.
It was talking about the summer jobs for college students with the certification, and then a guaranteed transfer spot, what that is.
Oh, okay. So with summer jobs, yes, again, with that certification, you'll want to look into those industries and see if they're hiring. And again, they'll require, we need this degree or we need this certificate. It'll say that in their requirements. And then for that last part that you mentioned, the guaranteed spot, I almost forgot again, the guaranteed transfer, what that looks like is, and I say it so much to students, you do 2 years at Broward College, just 2. Do your Associate of Arts degree, give us 2 years of your time, stay local, save money, right? Because we are a little bit more affordable, a lot more affordable than the state universities. And once you finish your 2 years, in that last year, you'll get together with your Broward College advisor, and they will start to connect you to the university you're interested in transferring to, and you have a guaranteed transfer, which means keep your grades up, keep up above a 2.0, right? I like to say 2.0, but that's the requirement. You want to stay above that. A 2.0, and say you want to go to University of Florida and you want to transfer to their bachelor's program of engineering, and they say they want a 3.0, get the 3, right? Transfer, and you'll have a guaranteed transfer, a guaranteed spot. So we'll get you into the university with 2.0 at 2 years at Broward College. But if your program has a specific requirement, you're going to want to earn that too. So if they want a 3.5, try to aim for that and get into that specific program. So we'll transfer you to the school. It's up to you to get into that program if they have program requirements. We supply about 60% of transfer students throughout Broward County or Florida public universities. We give them about 60% of our transfers. So that's awesome. So that's something that you guys can keep in mind. You don't have to compete. You don't get rejected in the same way that you would as applying as a freshman. There's no rejection. It's seamless transfer.
That was a compound question, so very good. It's all over the place. All right, let's see what else we got here. There was a question about exchange programs for undergraduates.
Yeah, I can answer that. Obviously, right now is not the greatest time to travel as far as doing so within the colleges at the moment, but we do have study abroad programs. It's not exactly the same as exchange students, but it's a little bit similar where, and I know a few students who've done it, a few of my friends have actually done it, where they've gone to Italy, Costa Rica, Ghana, and they'll study for like a semester or two, and or maybe even a few weeks, and it'll count as a college credit. So I have a friend, Anya, who I worked with at the college, and she went to Italy. She had a great time, ate lots of spaghetti, and did a lot of traveling too because they had a lot of free time. And she was able to attend lectures in Italy, learn from the other institutions there, go with some of her classmates and travel. And she was probably 19 when she did that. My other friend, Austin, was always very into, giving back to the community, nature, anything based in that. So he went to the Amazon, quite literally, in Costa Rica. He was very freaked out when he came back because there was a lot of civilization he wasn't used to because he was in the forest for 3 weeks. Made friends with, the sloths and the local wildlife, and he had a great time over there too. So there's lots of different study abroad opportunities, and hopefully, within the next 2 years, we can start to bring that all back.
So I guess general question about wants to know what colleges have good medicine programs. So I'm not sure if there's a good place to go that they could get information on highly rated programs.
They would want to go to the, what is the name of this thing? It's not the occupational lookbook. There's a college search, but I can't remember the name right now. I think starting with the public universities might be a good start, that because we know what those are, right? UF, FAU, FAMU. Start to look and see what their medical programs look like, and you'll be able to see it under STEM or under health sciences for their career pathways. I know for us, we offer nursing, a bachelor's of nursing. It is very competitive, and many of our students do get hired. Several of them, almost all of them, get hired immediately upon graduation, or they'll stay and they'll transfer, get an MSN, a master's of nursing, if they want to.
Question about how much help a student with an IEP, an individual education plan, would get in college. So like student support services. Absolutely.
We have the we have something called the accessibility services for our students. I actually used to work there as well, and as a work study. And in accessibility services, we would provide accommodations based on what you need. So the only difference between having the IEP and BCPS is your parent is attached to you, right? Because you're a minor. In knowing what services you need and which ones they're able to provide. When you go to the college, you no longer need that parental attachment because you're 18, you're an adult, most of you, right, by the time you transfer. So what happens is we'll set it up with our accessibility advisor. They'll go through everything from Voc Rehab, and then they'll go through, I had to remember, from Voc Rehab, they'll go through everything, check in with you and see what works. And then say, for example, a student would need a writer or a reader in class. The professors will appoint someone. They use like carbon copy paper, which is very cool. I actually did that, and I had fun doing that, made a new friend as well. And so they'll look and see what you need. It does carry to college.
Question about, this was for kind of the career in a year, if you're interested, asking about income level cutoffs. I definitely would say go to that Get There Florida website, but in all of the literature and all the conversations, that I do not think that there are any kind of income thresholds. These are kind of open opportunities, for adults looking to continue their education. Next question is about advice for a junior that is not sure about what field career they want to go into, but it needs to start looking to apply for colleges and universities. What kind of advice would you give somebody that would be in that particular situation?
Sorry, could you run that by me one more time?
Sorry, a high school junior that's unsure as to what their career path is, but wants to start exploring colleges and applying to universities.
I would definitely recommend for that high school junior to go to Naviance for Broward County Public Schools. Naviance is such a good tool. I wish I had that. And I'm not much older than a lot of you, so Naviance is a great tool for career exploration. If you're not sure how to use it, get with your guidance counselor, get with some friends or a teacher that you trust, right, to ask them how to use Naviance. It's supposed to be very straightforward, allows you to do a lot of career exploration, and use that as a tool in order to kind of figure out what career pathway you're most interested in. And you can also research at Broward College, broward.edu. If you come to our website and look for the career pathways, we have all of them listed and all of the jobs in each one and programs.
And this is kind of a question that connects to this about, how to choose a major for students who are directly entering into a four-year college after high school graduation.
Yeah.
So.
And that one's that's tough because usually the schools may want you to identify that from the jump. And so if you're not sure, you can always say you're undecided, because I guarantee you the first 2 years of your college education, whether you go to University of Florida or you go to Broward College, they are normally almost identical to each other. You're still taking English. You're still taking 2 years of basic college level courses in order to prepare you for those upper division courses, such as those that are related to your major. So those first 2 years of college, you're just kind of getting that basic stuff done, like English, ENC 1101, math, college algebra, health and wellness, computer science, basic courses, but at a college level with college level homework, and it's a lot. And then as you finish those 2 years, you'll get into that major of study. And so it's important that you, while you're doing your undergrad, you're joining clubs and organizations, you're asking questions, you're going to student life and getting resources, and going to career pathway presentations or events in those pathways that you're interested in.
Right, so I think we touched on some of these dual enrollment questions. There's one specific about needing to apply for fall and spring both terms to get 1 credit? I don't believe so. I think once the initial application is in, that's it, and then they can just register.
Yeah, and I think for dual enrollment right now, what is the deadline? October. It's October 1st. It's in October. Again, broward.edu/dual will give you the exact date, but it is in October. We're expecting students to apply for the spring cohort. So for dual enrollment interest, if you're interested in dual enrollment in the spring, which is January for us, you'll want to apply as soon as you can.
I do want you to address one thing. We have a parent concerned about their child going to Broward College Academy junior and senior year, and just wanted to know about the school experience. Is it a combination of high school and college classes?
Yep.
Okay.
I am scanning it now. I see it
Okay.
here. Thank you. And thank you so much for this parent for joining, because I know it's a lot, you know, for your students to be in these programs and maybe not knowing what they're going to expect. So I appreciate you asking it, and I'm going to grab it again. Here it is. Okay, she should definitely pursue College Academy. So College Academy is even different than early admissions and dual enrollment, totally separate at Broward, where you do your junior and senior year at Broward College fully, and you'll just take college classes with us. The very cool part about College Academy that I was almost jealous of at my own graduation for BC as I was getting my bachelor's and crossing the stage was the College Academy students also walk for graduation because they've earned their Associate of Arts degree. Those first 2 years of college are done by their senior year. There's nothing better than that. Maybe it's too soon for them, but a lot of them are really encouraged by it. And as they're doing that, they're earning scholarships to those universities because they're in very good hands in College Academy. So they'll walk the stage and potentially have a 4-year scholarship over at the university, so of their choice. So while they do that, they're meeting like-minded people, students that are just like them. They stay together. They're very, very close. It's like they're like all best friends, and I've seen them on campus just hang out when I was a student. So I would say it's a really good program. It's not a combination necessarily. It's predominantly college classes that they're doing at BC. They have to physically be here, or they could take classes virtually. And for school filter, if your student is interested in STEM, you'll want to, I think this might be for, is it an Aviance question? The school choice filter? Oh no, that's for us. STEM under the all business technical programs or under the Career Technical Academy program tab. That I would get with dual enrollment and ask them, and I'm going to respond to your question with the link for dual enrollment because they also are attached to a College Academy.
I want to thank you all so much for all the information you have given us while you're responding to that question in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know about you all, but my fingers are definitely tired from all the questions. But thank you all who attended on tonight. And don't forget, we will be back here same time, same place next week. But as it was mentioned earlier, next month is a big month. That is College Awareness Month. We have financial aid applications opening up next month, and we have a number of live events that are going to be taking place to assist you with filling out your financial aid application, so you don't want to miss it. Make sure you come to those events with your FSA ID and ready to go because you don't want to miss out. Again, just click on the link in the bio. If you missed a previous session, like I said earlier, we had dual enrollment with Miss Alexis Kitchman. You can easily just click on the flyer and you will be able to access the video from last week. So again, thank you to everyone who attended tonight. Continue to stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone. Have a good evening.